Hey everybody, welcome back. Behind the bar, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for another edition of Battle Beers? I've only done one before, and I figured it was about time to do another one. And coincidence would have it, we're going back to one of the same Battle Beers that I had last time, so it's kind of a bit of a tournament around here. We are going to maybe crown a new winner tonight. As many of you may know that watch this, my favorite double IPA in the world is Maine Dinner, and has been since the first time I had it more than a year ago. And others out there that share my opinion. But tonight we're gonna see if it can be overtaken. I'm pretty nervous because that's always been the one thing I always knew when somebody asked me what my favorite double IPA was. So we're gonna get crazy and see if I can dethrone it tonight. And what better brewery to do it with than the illustrious Tree House Haze, their double IPA. Fresh batch was canned 10:30, so about a little over a week and a half ago. Week and a few days, thanks to Leo for sending me this, and was managed to get a hold of some dinner. The latest batch that was bottled October 24th, so we're dealing with extremely fresh versions of both beers. And with a little help, this has been poured into 2 glasses for me here in front. I didn't want to do paper cups, so I got crazy and wrapped glasses in aluminum foil, and there's a letter written on each one of them with a answer key, basically, that'll tell me after the fact which is which. So let's get ready to rumble, right? Let's do this. So let's start with, I believe this is A, if I did this right. Yeah, so there's an A on here. You probably can't see it very well. But we're going to go ahead. Obviously, I didn't want to be able to see these because I know from drinking just Tree House beers in general, they're extremely hazy, and I've done a review on haze in the past. It's on my channel. But my big issue with that beer at the time was that I just got this smidge of alcohol finish on it. It's about 8.2%. And that was the one thing that kept me from giving it a really high score. And apparently this new batch is just tits. So we'll see. So we're going to go ahead and dig in and see what we smell and see what we taste and see what the winner is. Let's get ready. Let's do this. So first off, just huge nose on this beer. Huge pineapple, orange, just that fleshy, just fruit. Some bitterness from like an orange rind, like the white inside part of an orange. Yeah, just huge on that. Smells delicious. No real, a little bit of bitterness there, but like I said, kind of that rindy bitterness, not like piney or terribly dank or anything like that. Just smells like juice. Just straight juice. Delicious smelling beer. Ah, love this. Love this. That's why I love these beers. They're amazing. So let's dig in. Cheers, guys. Number 1, letter A. I love it. Whichever beer this is. There is a bitterness to it, a little bit on the finish, but it's pineapple, it's peach, it's orange, no maltiness really to speak of. I mean, it's there, as I always say, is that base for the beer, that table that the hops sit on. But huge juice. A little more like a little papaya, a little mango, predominantly pineapple, predominantly orange and peach. But like it's got some bitterness to it, definitely some bitterness there. Freaking delicious beer. Yeah, not what else to say about that one. So that's A. Killer. No matter what happens here, we're talking about 2 of the best double IPAs that exist. Maine's been a perennial top 20 beer on Beer Advocate forever. Haze is slowly climbing the charts, just like every Treehouse beer. If you look at the top 50 now, it's just scattered with Treehouse IPAs right now and stouts. They're killing everything they do. So that's no matter what happens, we're all winners tonight. So yeah. Man, it's delicious. All right, well, we're on to B. The palate just kind of cleanse a little bit. A little of that bitterness is still there. All right, I'm ready. Let's dig into B and see what we think of this bad boy. Totally different nose. Much more orangey. Orange, nectarine, tangerine. Not as pop, like the juice doesn't pop out of the glass as much on the nose of this one. I mean, the nose is definitely still juicy. Peach, definitely getting a lot of peach. Mango, for sure mango. But yeah, definitely a different nose on this beer. I mean, they're definitely completely different. But just both smell incredible. Just different, you can tell different hops for sure. But just, wow, this is killer smelling. I'm ready to drink, ladies and gentlemen. So, cheers. Wow. Second. Oh, man. Also killer. The orange carries over. Not as much bitterness on this beer. Definitely a little fuller mouthfeel, a little creamier. Just killer. If you can hear that dinging noise, I apologize. It's bangers chat. People that are watching this that know what that is. It's not sexual. It's beer related. Oh man, that's awesome. It's creamy. It's almost like peppery. Not like peppery in the purest sense, but almost. I haven't really picked it up in beers yet, but like that blueberry note, I think that's what I'm getting there. It's definitely a fruit that I'm not getting commonly in beers these days. It's not like your pineapples or anything like that. I'm definitely getting something it's like a deeper kind of fruit to it, but this is friggin' killer. I'm gonna go back to A for a second. Okay. Well, what I'm doing right now really serves no purpose. So I have a pretty good idea of which one's which, just based on the fact that I've had dinner so much in the past, and it has been an incredible beer for me. But this was also a test of something that a few of us that chat about beer and do beer reviews have been talking about recently, and that over time is our palate changing? Is it the quality of beers that we're drinking? Is it just palate fatigue? Like, what is changing? Like, because beers that like IPAs that I was enjoying previously, I'm not enjoying as much now. Like Pliny the Elder, as an example, is a great, amazing beer, but it's nowhere near the stuff that's coming out of New England and things like that. And even like New England beers like Heady Topper, which is still an incredible beer. Tree House just kills it, in my opinion. Is it just a changing palate, or what is it? So Dinner has been one of my favorite beers for a long time now, and yeah, is it that? So let's look at the key and see if I'm right, and then I'll tell you which one I like the best, because for me it was pretty obvious. So let's see if I'm right. I'm predicting A to be Maine Dinner and B to be Haze. And then we'll tell you who I declared my personal winner. And I was correct. A is Dinner. I don't know if you'll be able to pick that up with the lights. But A, Dinner, B, Haze. Nailed it. Wasn't that hard, actually. So here's the thing. And one of the reasons I wanted to do this, because... Sorry, clear these glasses off this aluminum foil. It's a high-tech setup here behind the bar. We got big budget doing big things here. So in my professional table setup here. So here's the thing. Tree House, my love for them knows no bounds. I have them in my fridge constantly and do everything I can to get it constantly. And Dinner has been the same way. for a long time for me. However, that has now changed because my new favorite double IPA, currently at least in this battle beer, is Haze. I kind of hate to do it, but the things that I've grown to love with IPAs and New England style IPAs is just not, it has a bitterness, it has a dankness, but it has a softness to it, a creaminess. The mouthfeel on Haze is just above Dinner. I still think Dinner is a damn near perfect beer. If they could get the mouthfeel part of it down, I probably would like it a little more, about the same. But it's kind of a West Coast take on an East Coast style, as they say on the bottle. It is a little bit more bitter, a little bit more piney, but you still get the nose on Dinner is better than Haze in my opinion. It is much more pungent. It is much more fruity. It is fantastic. But then the taste is the important part, right? For me at least. So that's where the creaminess comes in. That's where just the softness, just the balance, just the intenseness that they can give without just killing your tongue, if that makes sense. If you like piney bombs and want to try a New England style beer, Dinner is your beer. It's a gateway beer. It's still a top 20 beer for me. It's still one of the 2 best double IPAs. I put it up against the best batch of King Sue I'd ever had, and I thought it was better, which is considered to be one of the best double IPAs as well. So with that said, I am choosing Haze. So I hate doing it. I hate doing it. It makes me look like a Tree House fanboy, and maybe I am, because half my fridge in the garage right now is Tree House, if not more than half. And it's incredible. They're making killer beers, but it just shows you that there's constantly people innovating. There's constantly people wanting to just get better, which is amazing. And they're all, I mean, look, I'm not saying that Maine Dinner is a bad beer. It's fucking incredible. It is still one of my favorite beers, and I will get it every time it's released. Every time. It is that freaking good. But the rumble happened. The challenge was thrown down. Tree House versus Maine Dinner, Tree House Haze, and Haze came out victorious. I kind of wondered if that might be the case. This batch of Haze. Let's just drink it on its own here real quick. It's ridiculous. The alcohol tinge that I got at the end on the last one is gone. Completely gone. I haven't had it in a while. It's been a few months. As you can see, they've even changed the label style since then. Shows you, because the last one I had was before they even did can dates. I forgot they didn't do that until a few months ago. Yeah, they keep improving their beers. The basic principle for Haze is still there, but and I think that this batch of Dinner is frigging crazy as well. I think that it's maybe one of the best batches, if not the best batch. I still think the third batch is the best batch of Dinner I've had, but this is right there with it, and it's killer. It's killer. It's a world-class beer. It's a 100 out of 100 for me. I mean, that's how great these beers are and how close this is. 100 and 100 for me. As I don't typically do these like Dar does, kind of like areas of gray with each rating, like 100 minus 100 plus. Like it would be 100 minus 100 plus. That's what we'd be talking about. But for me, they're both 100. I get them, drink them. I mean, we did the rumble. We did it. It happened. You saw this. I hope you guys realize how big of a revelation this is for me. My number 1 beer in the world for the last, at least IPA, for the last year and a half is dethroned. What do I talk about now? Now I have to talk about Tree House. It's great. I talk about Tree House all the time. But yeah, that's what we did. Battle of the beers, behind the bar, Tree House Haze, victorious. So that's where we'll leave it, guys. I hope you like these videos. I'm going to start doing a few more like just different stuff. I want to be different. I don't want to be like, I just want to sip and give you 4 minutes of exactly what I did the time before and the time before. I want to have fun with it. And I'll continue to do that. So look out this Sunday, Kansas City folk. I'm going to be on the KC Social podcast talking beer. I think that's posted on like Monday or Tuesday typically, but we're recording it on Sunday and then it'll be out there. I don't know if you can listen live or not. I don't think so. I'll ask. But be on the lookout for that. I will post a link in future videos of that recording. We're going to be talking about just drinking in general. And we have kind of a topic lined up, but we're just going to talk about drinking. So it's going to be a good time. We're going to drink some beer and have a good time. And one last thing. and I didn't know if I was going to talk about it or not, but I'm going to, because it kind of sucks, and I don't want to put a damper on a video, and I feel horrible for Dan Simmons, just a cornerstone in the KC beer community. He's one of the nicest guys, always comes up and talks to me if he sees me out at a bar, and we always have great conversations, and he works at a local liquor store and is one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet in a beer community, and he lost his wife over the weekend at a very young age suddenly, and you hate to see that, especially, in Kansas City. We're a tight knit group here in the beer community. So currently right now they're doing a kind of a fundraiser thing to a raffle type deal to help with raising funds for Dan, because funerals are expensive, stuff he's going through is expensive. He has 2 kids in college, and he ran a liquor store, so it is what it is. And I want to do anything that I can to help. I'm donating bottles to the raffle, so the bottles that are going into this raffle are killer. Minimum donation's $10. I'm going to post the link to the Facebook page below. It is a private page, so you have to join, but we accept everybody. It's the Beer Tasting Kansas City page, so if you're interested, we are going to do a raffle. I don't know how they feel about like shipping bottles and stuff like that, or if you just want to, like, some people are just planning to donate back to Dan if they win. Minimum donation to get into the raffle is $10. I'm throwing in Cantillon bottles. I'm throwing in some stuff that's really, we're talking about, 2010 Parabola's in there. It's the first year they ever did Parabola. There's killer beers in this raffle, but at the end of the day, it's going towards somebody in our community that lost big time over the weekend, and I want to do anything I can to help him out. So that's where I'm going to leave it. I'm going to put the posts in the bottom, and it's too bad, because he really is one of the nicest guys you will ever meet, and I hate to see people like that go through anything. I'd hate if it happened to me, and it just shows this community in this city. We showed it in a World Series how much we can care deeply about something, but a 3,000 to 4,000 person Facebook page has just gone above and beyond, and in a short period raised a crazy amount of money, from what I'm understanding, at least in my mind, what I consider to be for something like this, and I hope it continues, because he's a great guy. And we're doing an event coming up as well that some of the people have put together, that we're going to actually get in person and do some more, and do the raffle there in person, and do some things. So anyways, I'm going to leave it at that. Sorry on a somber note like that, but I felt it had to be said. And at the end of the day, thanks for coming behind the bar, seeing Tree House get the win. And anyways, thanks guys. I appreciate it. Cheers.